intend to marry or to raise a family. So I'm happy and contented to lead a single life. And that's the reason why I don't intend to take a wife. There is the fun of fingernail and the varnish on her toes, her rattle and her old fins all good whitewash on her nose. Sure, I take a fancy barber to shave her neck or head, and that's why I'm a bachelor and I don't intend to wed. Last Thursday at the market in the town of Mullingar, a friend he introduced me to a famous movie star. She was married several times before to men of every breed, and she thought she had a sucker in the bachelor from Westmeath.
Hello, hello, hello. That's better. Come on, get warm, huh? So, how many of you slipped and slided here tonight? Thank you for coming here tonight. Really, you are brave people. You are wonderful people. We appreciate you so much. I know you're going to be a great audience because who would risk life and limb? Of course, you know, you're great. You are great. Thank you so much for coming out. My name is Phyllis Spears. I got to direct this lovely little piece of play here. It's wonderful. I had a good time doing it. You have a good time watching it. And I got a couple of things. First of all, did you eat downstairs? Yeah. Was it good? Yeah. And you all had something different, right? Yeah. No, some of you had the same thing, but not really the same thing. The same thing. Okay. All right. So I have to ask. I've got some commercials here, so I can bear with me for a minute. You know that's a joke. But I do have some things to ask of you. If you have a cell phone, would you please turn it off? Actually, turn off anything that makes noise. So if you had beans for dinner, watch that. Okay, exits. We have an exit over there, and there's stairs going down. You know how you got in here? Same way out. So that one's not going to be complicated for you at all. Okay. We have. Do we have mailing listings in the programs yet, or not? No. Okay. Well, then I won't tell you about that. But if you do want to be on our mailing list, if you're not already, please give us your name and your email address, your phone number, your social security number. Yeah, and you know, really, we won't sell any of your information. Well, maybe if the right price is right, you know. I want to speak for it. But we do have a mailing list that we would like you to be on, so that we can give you an advance notice of the plays that we're putting on, what we're doing here, and that would be good for you because you do want to come back, right? Yeah. You do want to come back on a day when it's not like this. Okay, we have a 15-minute intermission, and at that time, some of you will be able to go home richer than when you came in, because we're going to do split the pot. And the last split the pot was like, what was it? 188?
141.
141, okay. And with the other night it was 200 and something. It was like, we had nice things, so you have a good chance to make some money tonight. Only one of you, though. That's the way it goes. Only one winner. We have a spring play in the works, and it's in your program. It's announced there. The name of the show is Shadow of a Gunman. The reason we're doing that play is next year, 2016, right around the corner. Happy New Year, can you believe it? But that is going to be a 100-year anniversary since the revolution, the uprising of the Irish against the British. That was a failure. They didn't win. The Irish didn't win. But it's instilled so much vitality to the people, and they really, really wanted to join the struggle. And finally, they were successful, and they did get their freedom. So, and they do attribute all of that to that particular uprising. So that's why they commemorate it. It's a very important year. So we're going to be doing Shadow of a Gunman by Sean O'Casey. And we hope that you will come and see that, maintain your connection with us here, help to support us doing some good Irish theater and presenting with good Irish history too. And speaking of history, tonight's play is based in Irish history. It really is. Because at the time when this was written, well, actually when it was published, but it was written probably in 1938, 1939 by A.J. Stanley. And this was what was happening in Ireland at the time. So you're going to see a little rendition of actual history taking place. And of course, we've stretched things a little bit, like A.J. Stanley did. So it's not quite on top, but you'll get the whole message there. So, okay. Tradition says that we tell a joke here, okay? No, okay. Want to hear a joke? Want to hear a joke? Yeah! Tell a joke about bachelors, because that's the name of the show tonight, Trouble Bachelors. So two bachelors go out to eat, and the one says, I am sick of eating in restaurants because I really like to have a home-cooked meal. And the other one says, don't you cook? He goes, "Ugh, David, I can't, no way, I can't do it. No, not gonna happen. He said, I even bought a cookbook once. He says, yeah. He says, too fancy, huh? He goes, fancy? Are you kidding? He says, every recipe began with take a clean plate. Thank you for coming. Enjoy the show.
Boys, fully of the poor Irish martyrs, torn without strings from his withered old hands. Remember his
Bard of Armagh. That means he's baking bread. Divil such a man I ever met in my life. He can do nothing without roaring some old song out of him. And he has a song for every job he does around the house. Jackeen, hey Jackeen!
What's wrong with you, Peter?
Nothing's wrong with me barring the headache yourself and the Bard of Armagh are giving me. Come out here.
Wait for a minute till I put down this bread. And all the pretty colleagues.
Shut up, you Egypt. Yourself and the pretty colleagues. Come out here, I want to speak with you.
Look, you're in the hell of a sweat about something. Did you skin your knuckles onto a washboard again, or what?
Skin me knuckles on your music box if you don't show better manners, me bucko. Where's that old greyhound of yours?
Sparkler? Oh, I'm not sure where he is. I suppose he's poking around in the garden somewhere. What do you want to know for?
Because if I knew where that mongrel was, I'd know where to look for my clothes pegs.
What in the name of heavens would the poor dog be doing with your clothes pegs? Are you raving or what?
No, I'm not raving. I put a dozen new ones there beside the tub, wrapped in a bit of paper. I brought home a bit of bacon in Saturday night. They're gone, and divil a one took them, only that hound. Where is he?
Oh, you have sense, man. Sure you don't think the dog ate the blooming things? What would make him take them?
He'd lift hot iron if it had the smell of meat on it, and there was the smell of bacon on that paper. He hunted it, pegs and all. And if I have to start pinning my clothes to the line again over him, I'll break his back.
Pin him to your whiskers if you like. Don't never went near either your old bit of smelly paper or your old clothes pegs. Anyway, can't you put your clothes up to dry on the hedge? The same as the rest of us. You savvy, you army, your clothes pegs.
I'll dry me washing any way I like, and neither you nor that old cripple of a dog is going to stop me either. It's not the first time I've
What's all the row about? What are you fighting about now?
Who's fighting? Can't a man ask what happened to his clothes pegs without being accused of fighting?
Don't know what you blame around for anything to either eat or steal anyway. Joe never went near either your old bit of smelly paper or your old clothes pegs. Go to places to look for them. And if me bit of bread is burst when I go in, may the Lord look down on you.
Did you lose the new clothes pegs you bought only yesterday, Peter?
No, I did not lose them. They were lifted on me when I went down to the well. I chased that old hound away from him before I left, and I know damn well that my back wasn't turned before he came at them again. By my soul, I'll give him a feed with the smell of bacon on it one of these days that'll leave him easy. Give us a couple of pins, will you? I have my old rags like streamers, pinning them up every Saturday, and I thought I was done with that game when I got the pigs.
Here you are. I wonder, would it be them that Mary Swan borrowed while you were down at the well that time?
Mary Swan? Was Mary Swan here while I was out?
Aye, I saw her coming in the yard anyway. She knocked at your window and called you, and I told her you'd be back in a minute. She said it was all right, she was only after the loan of something. Then she looked around herself and took a small parcel from beside the tub. Told me to tell you it was all right, she got what she wanted.
Never fear, she did. And she took the pegs. Well, that old vixen. Damn it, she must have second sight or something. That's the 20th time she's come borrowing something I was only after getting. I don't know how she guesses or knows every hand's turn a body does.
Oh, she's pretty sharp, all right. She's a great eye on you, Peter.
Does she now? Well, I'll turn her eye some other side next time I see her. Isn't it a nice thing that a man can't leave a thing out of his hand without some woman coming in and lifting it?
Oh, bedad. It looks like there's more lifting to be done. I see Molly Dwyer and Daisy Walsh coming up the boring.
Where? I wonder what that pair of young devils want. Nothing good anyway, I'll bet.
Well, you can stick around and find out. I'm not going to be caught darning socks. Heard enough about it the last time they caught me patching me old trousers to want to give them another chance at jeering me.
Much about them, then. They're like all the other women. They can't bear to see a man get on by himself and able to look after things without him.
Suppose you're right, Peter. But there's no sense in a fella drawing them in on himself all the same. I'm off.
I suppose they're some real devils altogether. Fellas like that have it and letting on that they mind what they say.
Well, hello, Peter. Your dad, you look very industrious, tub and all. There's great drying out this evening.
Did you put any fairy soap in the water for that one, Peter?
What's it to you whether I did or not?
Oh, no offense. Only it would be a shocking thing if that shrank in the wash on you.
What do you want?
Oh, nothing much, thank God. We were just taking a stroll when we saw the postman left letters for the three of you below in the shop. So we thought we'd bring them over to you. Now, aren't we good?
What the hell are you up to now? Who wrote these letters to us?
Well, we didn't open them, Peter, so we can't tell you that. It does seem queer, the three of you getting letters with the same kind of typewriting on them, though. You weren't doing the crosswords or anything, were you?
Crosswords be filled. By the Jenny Mac. Holy Jerusalem. Well, I'll be damned. Of all the bloomin' sheep. Look here, Daisy. Did the postman really give you these letters, or was it a cod?
Oh, he did. Indeed, he did. We were there when he gave him this casing to hold until you called. He seemed to have a whole bundle with the same kind of envelopes, too. I hope it isn't bad news.
Bad news? Not at all, woman. It's not bad news. It's just plain straightforward cheek and impudence.
Yeah.
Christ, I'll go in and clean out the town with the lot of them. I'll teach them. Jaqueen, Tom, come out quick. Here, clear off the hell out of here, you two. You knew well what was in these letters and you only came up to have a good laugh. Go home and do something, and never mind grinning at people who have work to do. Come on, lads, until you hear the latest.
What's wrong now? Did the dog drink the suds again this time, or what?
You'll be in suds, Caruso, when you read this. Here, have a mouthful of that. And maybe you better not get it secondhand. Read that, me bucko, and maybe you'll have a duet ready.
Oh, God help us. Oh, the Lord save us. Oh, Peter, where'd you come by this?
Some sort of a cod. Who brought them?
Them two young rips from beyond said they got them from the postman in the shop and brought them up to oblige us. Devil's cure to them. They knew well what was in them, only came to have a grin at our faces when we saw them. I put them going, though.
Thank God you did. I'd drop dead if they were looking at me reading this document.
There must be some sort of do in it. Sure, the council couldn't be in earnest. I wouldn't believe the praise, but there must be some sort of do about it.
There's a do in it, all right do for us and every other quiet boy in the country.
Did you get one too? Is yours the same as ours?
There. Catch your breath and I'll read it to you. You might as well sit down to it. Theatre Comedy, Taliban, Akara. I am directed by the chairman and members of the Urban Council to inform you that the following resolution was passed by a majority vote. Proposed by the chairman, Mr. Joseph Scanlon, the old cod. This council views with deep concern the unsanitary and unhealthy conditions under which a large number of the cottage tenants are forced to live. As a preliminary measure towards correcting this undesirable state of affairs, and as a proof of our desire to encourage marriage and the raising of large families, God save us. It is hereby determined and ordered that all cottages occupied by unmarried men be vacated by them after due notice, so that they be made available for those families at present living in congested dwellings. I am to add that in the event of your deciding to remain single, your residency of the council's cottage, now in your possession, will terminate 3 months from this day. Until Michael Flavin, Esquire. Damn it, did you ever hear the like for sheer downright impudence?
But glory be to God, what's up with them? What does it mean at all?
It means, my lad, that you and me and Peter here have to get a wife each within the next 3 months, or we go out on the side of the road.
Well, they can go to hell. I wouldn't get married if it was to save my life. They can have their old shack in the morning as far as I'm concerned.
What is it, walk away from the little home you've been tending and watching for the last 10 years without saying a word? Huh? I paid my rents and rates like the clock, and I'd like to see the man that would put me out in order to put in some Amadan who had no better sense than to let one of them women put the commither on his ransom body and soul for life.
All right, it's a funny fright. Sure, there must be some sort of dodgery in it. Do you think you, the two lassies, could have written these letters and had them sent to us for a card?
Devil a card in it. For one thing, I heard the boys talking about it in the job, and that's the council's paper, stamp and all. And I know old Flavin's signature, he signs the pay orders.
I don't know what you two are going to do, but I wouldn't stand to speak to a girl for £1,000 a minute, let alone go marry one of them.
Oh, why, Tom? You won't pray to them.
No, it's just, I think they'll be laughing at me. Every time one of them stops me or speaks to me, I can feel my head beginning to swell, and then my ears sticking out, and then my two hands go like 2 bunches of bananas.
Poor Egypt. I wouldn't stop to even speak to one of them. They're nothing but a lazy bunch of tittering whipsters, good for nothing but spending a man's money and daubing themselves with paint and pretending that the less they have on them, the better they're dressed.
Oh, Lord, lads, we're ruined. They heard all that was in the letters, and what we said, and everything.
That's all right, pair of hussies. They'll ruin us all over the country. Peter, wait till they get talking to Mary Swan.
Oh, wait, indeed. And she'll be back with the clothes pegs in no time anyway.
Oh, that old devil. Now, there's an example of one of them for you. Oh, glory be to God when I even think of her. Imagine the poor devil ends up tied up to that one. She lifts and borrows everything around the house now, and she's living 3 fields over. What in the name of heavens would she do if she were in the same house with her?
Of course they're not all like Mary Swan. I know a couple of nice little lassies myself, and they're not too bad, you know. I make you feel like them at the dogs now and again. Sure. Oh, sure. Some of them own some of the best dogs in the country.
The dogs. So that's what goes on at the dogs then. It looks like some of them are half making a hare out of yourself, you poor devil.
The worst to women is the way they fuss. And they go about tidying and fixing, and then leaving the thing that a fella wants most where he can't find it.
Oh, Janie, I pity the woman that tries to find anything in my house. I barely find the front door myself sometimes.
And then the fella can't do what he likes, like put his boots on the table, or a thing like that, when one of them is about. Tom Pater's wife kicked up a shocking row with them when he first got her, because he wanted to keep the goat in the kitchen. Just like he always did before he got married.
Damn it, you can't blame the poor woman for that.
And what harm was the goat going to do her? Sure, it was a great convenience in the winter mornings not to have to go out in the cold just to get a drop of milk for his breakfast. And he had it nice and handy beside him that for his safety might have seen.
Look here, the two of you sicken me. One of you is too afraid or shy, and the other is too fond of his dirty, lazy habits. But neither one of you has the spunk to turn round and offer yourselves up on the altar of freedom. I'm a free man with a will of my own, and I dare any council to tie me to any woman's apron strings. I won't be bullied into hardship or evicted from pace and industry.
Yeah, Peter. Sure, it's in the doll, it should be.
Boys, old man, I never heard better the time of the elections.
That's right. Laugh and jeer at me. The two of yourselves, you two eminence, will roar and shout over a partition or for some schemer trying to get into Parliament in order to put another penny on the ounce of a man's tobacco. But neither one of you can see that the freedom of your own souls is nearer to you than any border. I don't care what the Patriots say.
Ah, that says to you, you old twister. Wasn't it yourself who nearly beat us down to that anti-partition meeting? And you nearly had a stroke. You got so mad about it yourself.
Maybe I did. But wasn't it because I wouldn't stand for interference with any man's freedom that I stood up for the Northmen? Well, now it's my own freedom I'm defending, and defend it I will. Look at it. Get married or get out, he says. Well, Peter Carmody will do neither one nor the other until it suits himself. And I don't care who knows it.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, Mr. Whalen. Good evening, Mr. Kirby. How are you, Peter? I mean, Mr. Carmody. I do hope I didn't keep your clothes pegs too long. I only wanted them for a half an hour, and I knew you wouldn't mind me taking a little loan of them. Here they are now. I'll put them in a nice box for you.
You can all go to Parnell's outhouse.
Good gracious. What's up at all? Is that the way he's taking the letter? I mean, he's in an awful temper. He's awfully cross about something.
Oh, Miss Swan, he's just letting off a little steam for himself and the rest of us.
Excuse me, miss, but I have a little job or two to do inside. You know, Saturday night. Excuse me, miss.
He's a terrible shy young man, isn't he, Mr. Whalen? Still, he's a nice fellow, though. I'm sure he'll make a grand husband for someone someday.
Oh, Tameen's all right. But as far as Marion, I think he'd jump up a cliff first.
Indeed. He must have funny ideas of the ladies, then.
Well, he's just after telling me that he would sooner meet 7 devils. And they man fetch any day than one woman, and she laughing.
Well, it's a good job all men don't feel like that. You're not that shy, Mr. Whalen, are you?
I'm not interested at all in the ladies, Miss Swan. I'm quite content to take them as I find them, and then pass them on. I'm not being turned aside, you see. I'm fond of my own ways, and I would prefer others to do the same. So long as their way doesn't cross mine, of course.
Oh, Peter, I mean, Mr. Carmody is a great man. So outspoken and straight and industrious. There's a man who would make any woman happy.
Oh, be damned, and the woman that Peter tries to make happy isn't born yet. He's always under the impression that a woman is never happy unless she's bossing a man around. And the Pope of Rome would not boss Peter Carmody.
But I don't think he's as bad as they say at all. It's just that he hasn't met the right woman yet. And when he does, he won't know what to do with her. He's so proud of her.
And your guess is as good as mine, miss. But if I ever see Peter Carmody with a wife in tow, I'd begin to believe in ghosts. he treats the women as if they're a landmine. He gives him a wide heart, and then he don't you know? He regards them as being twice as dangerous as any landmine.
I suppose you might be right. That's the way he regards me this evening. Look at the way he scattered the pegs. I better gather them up before I go.
Whatever you like, miss. I better get on with a bit of housekeeping. Good evening to you.
Lovely, dearest, lovely. Yes, beyond the star, I swear. Shine so sadly fair. Lovely dears. That's his tune when he's watching the stirabout. I'm just in time to gild a pair of these old corns of mine. Oh, he cries!
Oh, Peter, can't I do something for you?
Go home, you old devil. I wouldn't trust me toe in the one field with you. God help us, this is shocking. We're being made a holy and divine show all over England, Ireland, Wales, and Scotland. Every paper in the country full of the Taliban bachelors. Well, they must have damn little to write about. They can fill page after page with what doesn't concern them. Maybe we'll give them a little bit more to write about before we're done with them.
Hello, Peter. You want to go talk to Mary Swan over that hedge? I see her cow in your garden again. She's got a great graph for that bit of cabbage of yours.
Bad luck to her anyway. I'll have the law on that one yet. Why didn't you hunt the old bag of bones out of there when you saw her instead of telling me the harm she was doing?
Well, to tell you the truth, I was just about to. When I saw Mary herself out in her own field gathering sticks. And I thought maybe she'd face me and tell me to mind my own business. So I came back here, figured I'd leave it to you to deal with the both of them.
Faith, and I am the man that will. I don't know on God's earth what kind of cow that is at all. No fence can keep it out. Seems to be able to open gates and put up stakes, and root up bushes and anything else it likes.
And you think it's the cow that does all that, do you, Peter?
You know, Tommy, and I half suspect that old one of breaking down the fence on purpose to let her cow in the garden. She'd go to hell for an argument, and she wants me to accuse her of it in order to start a row. The last time it happened, I hinted of it, and she kept me the better part of 2 hours, creating and whinging and fighting.
Well, now, maybe that's what she's after.
What?
Another 2 hours chat with you, even if it was only an argument.
No, you know, yourself and Jackeen can be a little bit too smart with your cotton.
Oh, well, any Armadan can see that the garden hedge is not the only fence she's trying to break down between the two of you.
It was on a Sunday's evening on the merry month of May. I was coming from the fair at Capcomflore. I was driving home with 30 pair of hippers miles away. And by chance I stood outside my cottage door. Rambled down to the old with a hard cross and starry blue, and to sit by the gate on that old mossy sing, whispering the gate go do.
Hello, Jack. You're late home this evening.
Aye, I had a bit of shopping to do, and I was talking to the lads for a while. See, where's the herd, Peter? There hasn't come about yet.
Oh, indeed he has. Can't you see the library is open?
So where is he?
He's gone down to tell Mary Swan what he thinks about her cow and herself and all belonging to her. I saw the cow in his garden when I was bringing in the water, and my sweet Mary out in the field gathering sticks, Moya. I thought, why should I take the bait out of the trap? So I came here and sent him down.
Oh, me Janie, he'll kill her because he half suspects what she's up to. Oh, damn it, she deserves the ketchup. She goes about it so clever. Did you see these? The lads were telling me that we're billed worse than ever into papers today. Some whole lot of lasses in England sending in offers to marry one of us. The clothes and all, their photos and all sorts of references and recommendations. Oh, Dad, the men must be shopping scarce across the water.
Lord, Jackeen, do you really think the council will make us get married if we want to stay on in the houses?
They say old Scanlon's dead bent on it anyway, so I'm sure he'll try it on anyway.
God bless us. What do we do at all?
Oh, cheer up. Sure, they're gonna give you the photos to pick from. And sure, we'll give you a hand.
Easy for you to laugh. You get along well with the women, but what about me? Bad enough when I'm meeting the ones I'm seeing every day. Janie, if one of them lassies from England comes near me, like coffin.
Evening, gentlemen. Evening.
Good evening to yourself. I didn't ask what you're here for, I suppose.
Quite right, Mr. Whalen. Just the usual little friendly visit of month, and with the usual satisfactory results.
I hope. Well, the rent is waiting for you in the nursery.
This seat. Hurry. I just have one little formality here left. Oh, by the way, where's Mr. Carmody?
He's down in the garden interviewing a cow.
Interviewing a cow?
Well, he'll be back in a minute.
He means that he's gone to hunt Mary Swan's cow out to the cabbage again. He might be talking with Mary.
Oh, perhaps you'd call him a minute, if he's not too busy.
Why do you want him so urgently? Oh, I can get his rent for you if you like. He always keeps it under the clock into the mantelpiece.
No.
What, are you in a hurry?
No. I just have a little bit of business to transact with the three of you. And I'd like him to be here when we transact the business.
Jackie, surely it's the business about getting married. Go call Peter, quick.
Sure, I'll get.
I suppose you're aware of the order concerning unmarried tenants, Mr. Curry?
Too well I'm aware of it. Sure I haven't ate a bite since the moment we got the letters.
Look, you're not going to be hanged, man. After all, it's just a good move to stimulate a little interest in matrimony. Yes, we must look to the future, you know. We must look to the future.
Well, you better explain all that to Peter and Jack, because I'm in no fit state to talk about it anyway.
And then the old Hames says to me, she says, that if I leave my place all day with no one to look after it, it serves me right if the cattle breaks in. Damn it, I ought to appoint a caretaker to keep her own meal on out of my cabbage. Good evening.
Warm this evening?
Warm. You know nothing about it. You're here for the rent, I suppose.
Yes.
Get it out of the clock for him, will you?
My clock was here.
God save us from scheming women and rogan cattle. Ugh, I have a pain in my head from just talking to that one. Give it to him. Give it to him.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Carmody. Now, gentlemen, I have a little document here. I'm sure that you were more or less expecting it, and I'm equally sure that it won't cause any undue anxiety. Three eligible gentlemen such as you ought to have no problem in complying.
What are you talking about? What are you saying?
Now, Mr. Carmody, don't get excited. I was merely going to hand out this little notice to quit in accordance with the council's recent resolution. Unless you comply with the order and get married within 3 months, you must relinquish possession of your cottages so that they may be handed over to other tenants who have large families, who now are sharing houses already overcrowded.
Look here. You got your rent, like the clock every time you came for it, didn't you? And you got the same from these decent boys here too, didn't you? And didn't we keep our homes in repair and pay our rates and and tend our gardens and mind our own business since ever we came to live in them, didn't we?
Yes, well, yes, of course. But really, I never
Then what the blazes do you mean by coming here and telling us to get out unless we bring in a whole crowd of women to spoil everything and make the devil with the place? Are you all gone mad in there, or what's wrong with you at all?
Now, Mr. Carmody, please be calm. I can assure you the order is in no way a reflection on your desirability as a tenant. No, it's merely an adjustment in the balance of social justice in the council area. It simply seeks to
Masha! What are you spouting about? And don't speak about justice or balance and things. If yourself and old Scanlon and Moffat and the rest of you want to do any balancing, you can go play the acrobat some other way than by juggling with the peaceful homes of Taliban.
Here, Peter. It's a really bit of poetry.
Lie into him, Peter, lie into him.
We have no desire whatever to interfere in your houses. We merely want to make them real homes. Homes echoing the laughter of children. Homes glow in the smile of a wife.
Children! Damn it, they're not going to be satisfied dropping a lot of women in where they're in a fella's way. Now they want to fill the place up with children, too. Get out of my sight, you old so-and-so. Be chaining your candy summer, you wouldn't even be talking like that.
Oh, now, Mr. Carmody.
Now, Mr. Carmody, look here. Get out of here and out of my sight, or I won't be responsible for you.
Now, listen, Mr.
We'll listen to nothing. First it was women. Now it's women and children. You'll be wanting us to teach a sewing class. Now, hop it while you're still safe. And if you or anyone else wants to put me or these boys here out in order to make room for laughing children and smiling women, you better bring a tank with you. Off you mark.
Peter, I wouldn't have missed it for the word. Talk about a play on birds.
Shut up. Shut up. That's all you're good for. Laughing and grinning and philandering at the dogs. Couldn't you speak up and not leave it all to me?
Women, children, oh, Peter.
And you're as bad, Kate. Standing there in a trance. A grand pair of buckles I got back to me.
Oh, Lord, he's going to have a shocking yarn to spin as he goes into the office in the morning.
I don't give a damn whether he does or not. I'm going to bed.
No, Peter. Now, come on, take a start.
Jackie's horrid vexed. Sure, what can we do anyway?
Never mind him. He'll sleep it off. It's best to let him do all the talking anyway. He's madder than any of us over to hold. And besides, the wilder a man is, the more language he gets rid of.
Maybe you're right. Still, I wouldn't want to be here if it ever comes to evicting him.
Did you hear what happened at the market? Oh my goodness. Oh.
Well, hello there, ladies. Have you any more letters for us? It's a good thing for you that Peter's gone to bed early. Otherwise, it would not be well for you.
What do we care about Peter? He's a cross old weasel. Indeed, anyone who tries to oblige him or do him a good turn is a fool for their pains. He's a great tip of himself altogether.
And look at the other fellow, stealing in as if we were going to bite him. You want to down and be natural.
No, I wasn't stealing in, miss. I was just going to put on the kettle when you came. What wasn't I, Jack?
Oh, maybe he's going to make a cup of tea for us. Tom, are you? I love a cup of Bachelors tea. I believe it's great stuff.
Oh, not this evening, miss. I don't think you'd like it much anyway, miss. The tea pot is a bit cracked, you know, and the tea gets a bit, smoky, and sure, I only got the one old bug. So let's check in here. Let me borrow his.
Shut up, Miss Hamilton. Can't you see they're just pulling your leg? Well, any news?
Any news yourself? Sure, we came up to hear all the latest about the Bachelors and the grand girls from England and everything. Come on, out with it.
We saw Mr. Flanagan coming down the marine. He looked fairly mad. What did you do to the poor man?
Give it a heap. He came down and told Peter either to quit or get married. And there was nearly being an earthquake. That's all that happened. Well, unless he Peter down to worry ain't going down.
Tell us, Jack, how are Peter and Mary Swan getting on? We told her about the letters the other evening and watched her coming up. Was there great gas?
Well, you're a right pair of dibbles. You know, there wasn't much said on either side, and there'll be less now. But they had the most awful row this evening regarding her cow breaking into the garden again.
Oh, Molly, didn't I tell you I heard them?
Well, it's the queerest way of courting I ever heard.
Well, hello, young Casey. What do you want?
Mommy set me up with this. The postman left her today as she was passing by.
Ah, good lad. Addressed to the three of us. Sure, they're saving on the stamps now and there. Oh, did she know? Well, maybe I will too, if there's any good news in the letter. Oh, my heavens, the photos. Hold on, ain't it? Hold hard. These are for private consumption only. Wait a minute. Yeah, they're still. What do you want?
Mommy said you gave me a party.
Be off your young moocher. I'm taking a tenny. Here you are. What in the devil is wrong with you? Go home.
I'll tell Mary Swan that Peter Carmody has photos.
Hey, no.
I hope he has catching that lad. Did you really?
And then the devil that from me. Oh, God. He got away, what sort of hair I care anyway? Only Peter will kill us all if he finds out his woman is on the warpath again.
Here, Jack, give us a look at the candidates. Sure, we only want to have a squint at them. We won't tell anybody.
You won't tell anyone. Not half of them. Messrs. Whalen, Carmody and Kirby. Looks very official, doesn't it, Molly?
Oh, just take them out and never mind admiring the grandeur of the envelope.
No. Patience, my dear lady. Patience.
Hurry up.
Now hold your horses.
Let's see the rest.
Lord.
Oh, my.
These are good.
It'd be hard for a man to sleep with this kind of work going on. What are you up to, Jackeen, with this pair of young monkeys?
Excuse yourself, Peter Carmen. Don't call us young monkeys. Cheap of you.
Well, what else are you then? And what has you up here at all at this hour of the evening?
It's only 7:30, and we're not stealing anything. Mind your own business.
I thought you went to bed, Peter.
Would you have me go to bed without my supper? And can't I go to bed any time that I like? A lot of use it would be for me to go to bed, and you carrying on like an Egypt under my window for the last half hour. Ah, damn it, you must think I'm bothered.
Hold on now. We're causing that much row. We're just looking at this photo here.
Who's it? gossoon. Do you see anything to laugh at in that, Tamim? Do you think these Amadans had never seen a young fellow with long trousers before?
Well, begob I don't then. Maybe they know something about him.
Here, what's all the tittering about?
That's not the gossoon, you old fool. That's the girl that wants to marry you.
Girl! Damn it, she has long trousers on. And her hair's cut like a man's.
Yes, Peter, nice pair of slacks and me eating crop.
Glory be to God. Where do you get this at all? Girl be damn sure she has a mustache.
Peter, you're most unkind. That's probably just her lipstick showing up in the picture.
Here's a whole stack of them, Peter, and you can have great sport guessing. No, you're only to choose one of them to marry. And they're the right candidates for the job.
Well, aren't we a nice show? Did anyone ever see such a collection of nightmares? Sure, I'd turn over in my grave if I thought even one of them followed in my funeral. Their breeches and their haircuts. This is taking a joke too far.
Oh, Mr. Carmody.
What, are you here again?
Ah, sure, Peter. I couldn't go to bed knowing you were vexed with me. Sure, I only came up to say I was sorry.
You are indeed sorry. Look here, lads. This is getting beyond a joke. Between that damsel there and the gentlemen women beyond in England who think they'll never get at us, we won't know where we are in a week's time. Are you game to go with me in the morning and tackle these Amadans in the town and let them see that they can't order us around like cattle any way they want? Are you game?
Oh, my dad, I'll go anywhere with you, Peter. If it's going to be nearly as great as your little chat with Flanagan this evening, I'll go to America to hear it.
I'm in earnest now, and I don't want any more of your cod acting. Are you prepared to stand up for your rights like a man?
I am.
What about you, Tom? Are you game?
Oh, Lord. Sure, I'll have to go, if only to let them see the state they're after putting me in with their rules and orders and resolutions.
Right. It's settled then. We'll take a half day off tomorrow, and we'll soon show them. And you can bell that all around the countryside any way you like. And you can tell anyone that's interested that there's 3 cottages here that'll stand as monuments to the freedom of man.
Oh, Peter. Mr.
What?
Carmody, won't you shake hands and say you'll forgive me? I'll keep a better eye on that rogue cow of mine in the future. Here now, let me make the tea for you.
Go on, how dare you? I'll go, but you mind that old rambler of yours better. And who told you I was making tea? Mind your own business.
I only thought when I saw the kettle.
Well, you thought wrong. It's tomorrow's dinner I was thinking of.
Tomorrow's dinner?
Yes, I'm thinking of scalding an old hen.
If this game goes on much longer, we're going to need 10 extra hands in this office.
What game?
Look, I suppose Postman's Knock wouldn't be a bad name for it. You know, I know he nearly had to buy a wheelbarrow this morning just to deliver all the abuse from the bachelors in the district. And another one just to carry all the love letters from all the eager old maids all over the county.
Well, I can't make them out at all. Imagine offering to marry a man you never even met. And imagine wanting to pick one out of a whole bunch at the end. Ooh.
Yes. Well, that's the women for you. But you know, if you pulled a pair of trousers over the pier or the gate, some of them would make right for it.
Mr. Glavin!
All right. I didn't say that you'd do it. Are you done yet? If this is another newspaper, I swear, I'm gonna throw this bloody thing out the window. Hello? Yes? Oh, yes, yes, this is the council's offices, yes. Oh, well, this is the secretary speaking. Mhm, yes. And who are, oh, the World Express. What did I tell you? Well, what is it? What? Oh, no, we have nothing to say about the council to get married or get out order. Well, of course we're going to enforce it. But why? Why, because we have a shortage of houses, and we need to make room for the married men first. What? What? No, I didn't say tomb, I said room. How tough are you? What is it? What? Oh, no, I'm not married myself. I'm too busy. And I'm too busy to be talking to you. No, that's all I have to say. Goodbye. Goodbye. That's the fourth interviewer today. If another one rings me up, I swear I'm gonna go mad. Oh, Miss Ryan, would you sort out this beauty show and then send it on to the victims? There's nothing in there for Greta Garbo to worry about. Oh, come in.
Well, good morning. Good morning, Miss Ryan. Morning, Mrs. Fallon.
Well, good morning to yourself, Mr. Frank. Say, I see you're a foot early today.
Oh, yes, the early bird, you know. Early bird, yes. You had to get on my weary rounds. Is today's batch of notices for our friends, the Bachelors, ready yet?
Miss Ryan has them all ready for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Say, how are they taking them?
Well, some of them seem worried. More of them just laugh at me. But that trio up in Tolaban, they'll give trouble, I'm afraid.
Who are they?
Carmody, Kirby, and Whalen. Why, that Carmody, he almost assaulted me. And then he tore the notice up right in my face and chased me down the road.
Well, Bidesh, you're a brave man just to offer it to him at all. Now Peter's a decent sort, but oh, he's got some very definite ideas about the women and anyone else up against him.
What did the women do to him?
Nothing, I suppose. Maybe it was just a whim or someone jilted him. I suppose he's just built that way.
He's strongly built that way. Then I never saw a man so enraged. On my word, I was definitely alarmed. Tell you, I will never look with pleasure to my next visit with him.
No. His bark is worse than his bite. He's a decent man. He's a great anti-partitionist. And he gave a tremendous speech after Mass a couple summers ago in the district.
Oh, I don't doubt it, indeed. I don't doubt it. He can speak with emphasis, whatever about his vocabulary. Well, I better go. And I hope I don't run into any Peter Carmodys today. Hey, Miss Ryan. Hey, Mr. Flanagan.
Good day, Mr. Flanagan. I don't know where his lordship gets all those big words. You think he was fed on dictionaries.
I suppose I better sort through those letters for the chairman. Isn't he coming up to have a look at them this morning?
Yes, he said he'd be there early this morning. Catch up on for the meeting tonight. Say, do you have that letter from the department about the waterworks?
No, I left it in the file. God bless us, what's that?
Holy! You're trying to break the door down? You have oh. Should have known it was you. Come in.
Well, you'll know better that it is me in a minute.
Come on. Are there any more out there? What's all the fuss about? Are you here to find somebody?
We're here, Mr. Flavin, to get an explanation of the attack on our freedom that you and your council are trying to perpetrate. We're here to tell you and your council that we're going to fight to the last ditch.
Now, Peter, hold on, hold on. Just take a seat, sit down. No. Boys, sit down over here. Well, of course you'll sit down. What would you want to be standing up for? Now, you're a sensible man. Now, you shouldn't be worried about something like that. That should never worry you. Or these other two fine lads here.
Worry us? Why wouldn't it worry us? Look at the cut of that poor devil there.
What on earth either of these two fine lads have in getting married? Ah, sure, all the girls from the county will be storming down the town just getting
No, enough of that. Now, don't give us any of your cotton. This is serious, solemn business.
Good morning, everybody. Seems like you have a bit of a party going this morning, Flavin. Well, what's up?
Well, sir, you know Peter Carmody here, sir. And this is Tom Kirby, and this is Jack Whalen. Now, they're three bachelors from the Tulabong district. And they're here because they'd like to make a presentation to the council about the council's order to get married or get out, as the papers have christened it.
Ah, well. You'll have to take it up in front of the whole council and get it in. What is the nature of the deputation?
Well, I'm not quite sure yet. But from what I've been able to gather, it seems that they're concerned that they might be able to find suitable wives for themselves in the time allowed. So maybe if we had an extension of the time period. then
How
we could
dare
find
you? How dare you pup? There wasn't a word of the like, and you know damn well that's the exact opposite of what I was saying. I'll break a knuckle on you.
Easy, Peter, easy. Don't lose your temper with them. Just tell them how you feel about it. Nice and quiet.
Nice and quiet. How the hell can I be quiet? And that playboy making a liar out of me before I ever started to speak at all. Quiet your arse.
Carmody, whatever your name is. You can't behave like that in this office. You have to act properly or get out. And anyway, this is not the time or place for a deputation. You have to make an application to the council, and I'll see if I get you here at tomorrow night's meeting.
Oh, indeed you will. Well, you'll listen to me now, Mr. My friend. I'm not going to stand cooling my heels outside your own meeting while you decide whether you're going to let me in or not.
Don't be impertinent now. Don't be impertinent, or I'll call the guards and have you removed.
Call the whole Curragh camp if you like. But I'm not leaving this until I let you and that fella there and the whole Grand Council know that you're not going to order us about like sheep any way you like.
What the hell are you talking about?
You know what I mean. You're after making a holy show of all the decent boys and men in the area who kept your cottages from falling over and paid their rents and rates with your ravings about getting married or getting out of our houses.
You see, Mr. Scanlon, we all feel very strongly about this, particularly Peter here. We're not very keen on getting married, if you understand me. so we just thought we'd call in to say so. Isn't that right, Tom?
I never ate a bite or slept a wink since the day I got the letter about it. Sure, I couldn't dream of getting married. I couldn't dream of it.
Ah, nonsense. Why wouldn't you get married? Having you good jobs and comfortable homes? What the hell more do you want?
We're quite content the way we are. And we plan on staying contented.
Well, you have no right to be contented the way you are. Here you are, three able-bodied men who should be doing their duty for the religion and the country, wanting to remain in lazy, indulgent, selfish loneliness. Shame on you.
Devil of loneliness on us, and I'd have you know we're neither lazy nor selfish. Unless you mean by selfish, wanting to be let alone to mind our own business instead of the business of the whole country. What the hell harm are we doing you or your council if we stay single?
And you're the lad to give the blood and thunder speech about the border a few Sundays ago. Andrew. Oh, you're a great Republican and nationalist and everything else to hear you talking. But here you are, trying to rise a row and raise a rebellion over something which is of far more importance than any border. What sort of a fella you told?
I'm as good Irishman as you are any day, Mr. Scanlon. I always stood up for the right and did my bit for the cause when it was more than just spouting about it. That has nothing to do with this game you're after starting now.
That's where you're mistaken. This has a lot to do with what you call the cause.
Don't talk rubbish. What's it to you or anyone else whether I or any other man gets married or not? Can't we do what we like and live our lives in our own way in our own homes without the urban council coming in to start matchmaking where it's not wanted?
That's right, Peter. Settling us in bed like this with women isn't going to shift the border.
Ah, shift the devil, you're as bad as he is. Trying to mix politics with ordinary decency, and it'd take a better man than either of you two to do that.
Listen to me, the pair of you. I know you think it's unfair. I was trying to take it out of your houses and take the colleges unless you get married.
Now you're talking.
Well, the point is this. We don't have enough houses for the working class people here. We have colleges with 12 people living in 2 rooms and a kitchen. And other houses the same, all over the place. Houses we don't even know. We are building as many as we can, but we just can't build enough. We have to provide for the family to make sure they can raise their children in a Christian surroundings.
Well, fair enough.
Shut up, you!
Point it is, you have nice houses and good jobs. The only thing missing is we can't let one man with no responsibility have a cottage on his own while there's children growing up delicate and puny for the want of good Christian lodgings.
Yes, but what do you want to encourage others to start filling up their homes the same way till they're as bad as the rest? That's what I want to know.
Well, the point is this. We need the houses for the families. We have to provide for the family, for the working man. We have to encourage men who are not married to get married so they can help to build a viable state. We will give no man a house who is not married. And any man who is single and is attendant will have to fall into line or get out.
Could you get me a drink of water, miss?
I can't say what you mean well. But at the same time, it's hard luck when I like some myself and the boys here who are not the marrying sort. It's not every man has a big match.
That's it. That's it. No man should enter into any state in life without the calling. I remember when I was a gossoon in school. The Christian brother came round asking if any of us would like to join. What the hell are you laughing at? And he warned us, above all things, not to dare to take up anything we hadn't a vocation for. If God doesn't call you to a state in life, says he, don't attempt to enter into it. Now, Mr. Scanlon, none of us thinks or feels he has any calling to matrimony. In fact, we're sure we haven't.
There's for you, Mr. That's a good job, done good houses. All that's missing is the wife. And her you'll have to get, or get out.
That's what you think. You have no respect for what the Holy Brother said. You're pouring us into a state of life that you don't know have real vocation. God forgive you for it.
He looks as if he's giving us the calling himself before, whether we like it or not.
Maybe he thinks he knows better than God Almighty what's good for us. Nothing like having an opinion of yourself anyway.
Listen to me, you. I've been patient and honest with you. But you don't want to listen to reason. You want to have your own selfish view and your own selfish way. But you won't. The council is prepared to protect the assets of this nation. And the greatest asset this nation has is its children. Now, get married, get lodgings and get out. But get out of my sight before I waste any more time with this.
Let's go, lads, before he decides we ought to have 2 wives apiece. Good morning, Mr. Scanlon. You preached enough to convert us anyway.
Good morning. Good morning, Miss Ryan. Come on, Tom. Let's go see if we can find something to go with that watcher across the road.
Goodbye, lads. Don't forget to think about what after the chairman was telling you. You'll be thanking him later.
Well, we came here to stand up for our rights, and we ended up with the Reverend Mr. Scanlon giving us a sort of a mission. Well, all I can say is, Mr. Scanlon, whatever you may practice, never start preaching good day to you.
Why, you impatient out villain!
Never mind him. He'll be all right. Forget about it. You never know what's going to happen.
I suppose. There's not much point in wasting any more time. Let's go through these letters and circulars here.
Oh, I've got some photographs for you here you won't believe.
Well, Peter, do you think we're much further on after all of our troubles?
Oh, God, I don't know whether we are or not. That fellow spoke so much and so high, I didn't get to say half of what was in my mind.
Oh, boys. I nearly died when they started talking about us having to marry and raise large families.
That'll get the fella thinking, all right. See, that was the sort of one he gave you, Peter, about being such a great Irish Irelander and partitionist, and not wanting to contribute to the nation's assets.
That's right. Try to make a cod of it now. All you could do was egg him on and try to draw me out. You're a right twister. That old idiot thinks that the more children there are in the country, the nearer we'll be to ruling Europe.
I wonder how he connected up doing away with partition and then finding homes for men with large families.
That old devil. He could mix fire and water and persuade you with buttermilk if it suited him to make you drink it. It's what he says and thinks is right, and to blaze us with everyone else. I'm going to go in and make a sup of tea. I'm murdered and damned with the lot of you. Whoa. Who in the name of heavens put posies in the window?
Where one? Isn't that the jug and keep your timesheets and receipts and Peter? That's what we're sitting in.
We'll lie in it. Need the Lord Harry.
You're welcome, miss. Were you looking for anything, miss?
I didn't think you'd be back so soon, or you wouldn't find me here.
Oh, sure, it's all right, miss. It's just, I didn't expect you. What is it about?
Oh, nothing. We thought once we got the three of you gone that we'd give you a surprise. So we went in after you left and gave your houses a good tidying and cleaning. Come in and tell me what you think of it.
Sure.
You're a dirty, lazy devil anyway. That's one thing.
You're not after going into every room in the house now, are you?
Oh, no. It would take me a year to put a face on it. God help the woman that gets you. Come in.
What the devil do you want now?
Oh, I only came up to see, was there any news in the town, or how did you get on at the council office?
Maybe it's news you want. Did you see anyone hanging around here while we were out?
No, why?
Because some devil got into my house and played hell with it. There's flowers in a jug on the window. Nothing's in its right place on the dresser. The saucepan and pan are gone from the table. I don't know where the hell they are. You'd think there was gold dust on the floor. It's scraped and swept so clean. I can't find a damn thing that I want anywhere. Oh, the kettle was singing on the hob, and the dove laid out for the dinner on yesterday's paper. The paper I had on the table was only 2 months old. Damn it, there must be fairies or leprechauns in the blooming place.
Asher, it sounds as if someone was trying to do you a good turn, tidying up the place and making it cozy for you to come home to, Peter.
Good turn, my eye. What kind of good turn is it to hide everything a man wants? My tongue was out for a sup of tea, and I couldn't find the canister or the teapot anywhere. They were always on the corner of the dresser, right beside the soap and the butter.
Canister's in the back of the cupboard, and the teapot is still out the back window airing. The Lord save us, he'll kill me.
Do you mean to say it was you who had the cheek to come into my kitchen and turn it into a babby house with flowers and leave the place that I'm gonna stray like an Egypt in my own house?
Oh, don't say anything to me, Peter. We were just trying to give you a nice surprise to come home to. Daisy did it for Tom Kirby, and Molly did it for Jack Whalen.
There's more than that in it, you scheming old villain.
We didn't know, but they would try to persuade you to marry some of them lassies from England. And we wanted to show you that we could do things about the house every bit as good as they could.
Well, of all the chicken impudence, trespassing on a man's floor while his back was turned.
Holding on to fire and the house struck me. There's no one else so happy as me sympathetic.
That fella gone mad now. That's a new one he's singing. Are you there, Whalen? Come out for a minute. You're worked up about something.
So I'm worked up. It's great comfort to walk in and find the kettle boiling and the table set for you. I thought I was dreaming at first. But then I saw this letter. It's from Molly. It says 'twas no lassie from England who did this for you. Goodbye, Peter.
Come here.
No time to talk to you now, Peter. I have to go speak to Molly about a matter of national importance. I may put a bit of backbone in the country.
So, that's what you're after doing then. You're after breaking up this grand little corner the three of us had for ourselves. Well, he's gone now. And that one will slobber all over him, and he'll marry her. And then a body won't be able to walk across the courtyard except on tippy toes without herself wanting to see and hear all about it. Go along and smother yourself before I get vexed. Go. Oh, come back here. What did you do with the loaf?
It's in the biscuit tin. I brought it up myself on the bottom shelf of the kitchen press.
That's a long way from the kitchen window. God help us, God help us. So that's the way with him too. Poor devil couldn't defend himself, I suppose. Well, that's two of me buckos gone with the wind. Look here. Was it for spite you hid everything? Where's the rest of my knives and forks? And what did you do with the butter?
Oh, you must be blind. The butter is in the dish on the table. Any of your knives and forks are where they ought to be, in a drawer. And not pegged about some old filthy box with nails and rubbish underneath the table.
Oh, boys are boys. Aren't you particular?
Yes, I am particular. And it's a wonder how you are still alive with the dirty, careless way you keep your kitchen and food. It's no wonder you're the cross old divil you are.
Me? Me cross? Divil a quieter man in all of Ireland when I'm let alone. Do you hear? When I'm let alone?
It's a wonder you'd admit you're anything but a smiling angel.
Don't give me any of your impudence.
Don't speak to me like that. I'm worse to be standing here listening to you, or putting up with a hardened old sinner like you.
Hey, come back here. You think I'm going to be running back and forth across the fields every day for the next week, asking you where you put this, that, and the other in my kitchen? Come back here and show me where you made a few more jackdaws' nests with my property.
Look for them. And if you can't find them, get some lassies from England to help you search for them.
Come back. Come back here. Come on. Well, isn't she the determined old devil? God, I didn't think she had that much spunk in her. Well, this is a fine how-to-do. Two buckos married, and me all alone by myself. I don't suppose they'll even have time to speak to me. God be with her long ago. Maybe they're right, though. And then maybe old Scanlon wasn't too far wrong either. That's a cute old playboy, rubbing it into me about partition and my duty to the state. Damn it, you know I'd nearly... Damn it, I will. Patty! Patty! She disappeared quick. I'll have to follow her.
Were you calling me, Peter?
How in the name of God did you get in there? I thought you went home.
Oh, I only went down round the hedge and in through the back door. I knew you'd be calling me back, so I just thought I'd wait.
You knew I'd be calling you back. You knew I'd be calling you back? Well, that's a damn good one. That's worse than knowing I was going after buying the pegs. How in the world am I going to get around this one at all? You were asking how we got on at the council meeting, weren't you, Mary?
Yes, and you were quite rude about it.
Yes, well, I've been thinking a bit about that since then. Oh, you'll never guess what the chairman tried to make us believe.
No, what?
He said that the working man with the large family is the backbone of the nation. And he seemed to think that the only way to end partition was to crowd our side of the board with youngsters. Try your second sight out on that one and see what you think. Or did you already know?
Well, I've often heard you giving out that this country hadn't half enough backbone, particularly when you'd be talking about the border.
Did you? Well, that's no answer to a straight question. What do you think what the lad within would say? That's what I'm asking you. Not what I'd say myself.
Sure, how would I know, Peter? You're the working man, not me.
Why are you trying to make it hard on a fellow? You know damn well I'm trying to ask you to marry me.
Surely you're not in earnest.
Of course I'm in earnest. After I put an Irishman, Jack Whaler, or Tom Kirby any day. And do you think I'd let old Scanlon talk like that to me again?
Well, I suppose if you're going to get vexed about it, I say maybe I will.
Maybe you will. Maybe you will. Of course you will. Do you think I'm going to start this argument again with some other person? Not likely. Now, go home and get your duds, and come on down to the priest with me, and we'll fix it all up with him. Go on. Are you going?
I can't see you right yet, Peter, in a minute.
You can't see me. God bless us, Mary. Are you going blind or something? What's wrong with you?
You're terrible far away, Peter.
Far away? What? Far away? Oh, be Janie, I was nearly forgetting. Give us a kiss, you old devil. Oh, boy, go to us. I'm sorry for the border. I am the Whiskey Bachelor, me age is 63. I don't intend to marry or to raise a family, so I'm happy and contented to lead a single life. And that's the reason why I don't intend to take a wife. There is stuff on her fingernail and the varnish on her toes, her rattle on her old Finzog and whitewash on her nose. Sure, I take a fancy barber to shave her neck or head, and that's why I'm a bachelor and I don't intend to wed. Well, last Thursday at the market in the town of Mullingar, a friend he introduced me to a famous movie star. She was married several times before to men of every breed, and she thought she had a sucker in the bachelor from Westmeath. The rest upon her fingernails and the varnish on her toes, her rattle on her old Finzog and whitewash on her nose. Sure, I take a fancy barber to shave her neck or head, and that's why I'm a bachelor and I don't intend to wed.
Well, hello, young Casey. What do you want?
Mary sent me out with this. The postman left it today, and she missed you passing by.
Ah, good lad. Addressed to the three of us. With a really saving on the stamps now and there.
Mary said you could give me a penny.
Oh, did she now? Well, maybe I will too, if there's any good news in the letter. Oh, heavens, the photos.
Photos? Oh, show us now.
Hardly. These are private concerns. Wait a minute.
Mr. Whalen.
You there still? What do you want?
Mary said you give me a penny.
You would be off here now, Moocher. I'll take it anyway. Here you are, a hobbit.
Mr. Whalen.
What in the devil is wrong with you? Go home!
I'll tell Mary Swan that Peter Carmody has photos.
No, we won't. No, I wouldn't. Come here.